Hey guys, how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well, day or night, whenever you tune in and see this. This is going to be a general reading for Earth sign Virgo. So it can cover love, friends, family, health, work, etc. And it is a timeless reading, meaning that it can resonate for some people before or after the original timestamp in the title. So it could resonate before or after November 24th through January 2nd, 2022 of next year. So for some people, it could resonate 6 months in the past, or 6 months in the future, a year in the past, or a year in the future. So it really just depends, and it is a general reading. It's not a one-on-one reading. And also, I wanted to say that if this reading doesn't resonate with you, Virgo, it could be about the person or multiple people you're dealing with, or your general environment situation. So that's why I always encourage everyone, if you haven't already, to find out what your other placements are. For instance, what's your sun, moon, rising sign? Because depending on what's currently going on in your life, you may resonate more with your moon sign or your rising sign or your sun sign, okay? So always keep that in mind as well. And if you haven't already gotten a birth chart online, you can just Google it and get a free, pretty basic one, even if you don't have your exact birth time. So I always encourage everyone to check out their other placements as well. And one more note I also wanted to say is that I do take one photo at the end of all of the cards. So if you want to see it up close at a later time, all you have to do after this live video is done is click in the description box below and follow the instructions there on how to find it on my Facebook page. Anything else I'm trying to remember? I think that's it. If it comes to me, I'll talk about it as we go along. But yeah, I want to do a quick sound bowl here for some general grounding and healing for the reading as we start. So I'm just going to set my timer. And all right, I finally found this in one of my boxes since I moved a couple months ago. I'm still finding things. All right, so if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out whenever. Also, just be aware if you are listening to this with headphones, it can get a little bit loud at times. All right. Okay. All right, Virgo. Let's get into your reading. I'm going to put this over here. The table's getting a little bit crowded. All right. So if you have not been here before, first of all, welcome. And even if you're coming back too, welcome back. I really appreciate everybody's views and your energy. So normally I've been doing a 2-week time period for readings, but because of the holidays and my schedule, we are doing, let me just turn that down. It's music for the dogs so they don't bark. Normally I do the 2-week reading, and then this reading is for 6 weeks. So we're going to go back a little bit into the past, starting with the week of November 24th, and then moving forward. So every row is a week, and we're going to go to about January 2nd or so, but again, not exact. All right. And yeah, let's go ahead and see what you have here. Now, Virgo, I did want to say right off the bat, before we get started here, you did have, I think, 3 repeating cards. 1, 2, 3. Yep, 3 repeating cards. So anytime that happens, it is a particular message from Spirit to pay even more closer attention to those cards, because I'm using 2 different decks. So it's 1 in 72 chances. There's usually 72 cards in each deck that it will come out again. Okay, so we'll get into that as we come to those specific cards. I also wanted to call out the zodiac signs that I do see here as well before I forget, in case you're watching about another person or multiple people, or, the general environment kind of energy. You did come out in your own reading here, which doesn't happen every time, but it is a really good omen. So we have the Hermit card here for you, Virgo. We also have the Tower and the Chariot. So we have Scorpio energy, a little bit of Pisces energy. What else do we have? Actually, we have Pisces twice because we have the High Priestess. We have some air energy. We have Libra. So what did I say? Let's go back. Virgo, Pisces twice, Scorpio, Libra, and that's pretty much it, right? I think so. A little bit of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire sign, but that's technically not a major arcana. I'm only talking about the major arcanas as far as the other zodiac signs, okay? So that may mean something to you, it may not. It just basically talks about that person or multiple people that you're dealing with could be one of those signs, or they have those signs predominantly in their individual birth charts, or you do, okay? So just wanted to mention that real quickly. All right, anyway, let's go forward here. Just have a little music in the background. So we're going to start with the first group of cards here, your first 9 cards. We'll call them out and then go in order. We'll also talk about some, your confirmation cards from your other deck, and then what's on top and the bottom of each deck. And then at the very end, we have a couple oracle cards as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get into your reading here, Virgo. You have 2 of sacred circles in the right side up position, the Chariot in the right side up position, 10 of swords in the reverse position, 3 of cups right side up, the Hermit right side up, 5 of cups in the reverse, 9 of cups in the reverse, Ace of cups in the reverse, and 8 of staves in the right side up position. All right, so this first row here that we're going to start with, this is again the week of November 24th or so. All right, depending on when you're watching the reading, as time is fluid and relative, right? I just want to make sure it's not too loud. Okay, so we start off your reading here, Virgo, with a lot of earth energy, and since you are earth sign, it kind of seems comfortable for you, okay? But your first card here is the 2 of sacred circles in the right side up position, all right? So this is a balancing energy here. So it's really about juggling responsibilities, priorities. But you see this Native American man, and he's trying to harness and call to the bear spirits, okay? And he is trying to manifest more power, more strength, right? Hibernation qualities, right? Being able to survive during a really bad winter storm, for instance, okay, what that would bring out from the bear spirit, that's what this guy is trying to manifest in his life, okay? So it is about juggling priorities, but slowly building your abundance as well, and really looking for this grounded earth energy here, okay? And this could be energy from the recent past lingering around, and why this card came out as your first card. You have to ask yourself, what is the recent past? It will be different for everyone, but it could be a couple of days ago, months ago, weeks, years, etc., or less than that, right? But anyway, however you find yourself in that position, it is a really nice card to start off your reading here with. Now, going forward into your second card, you have this wonderful energy of forward momentum, positive energy, excuse me, with the Chariot and the right side up position. So this is really about, this guy on a chariot, and he's being pulled by these 2 lions, okay? So that represents the balancing of the masculine and feminine energies that we all have inside of us, okay? But this is a go, go, go card, fast momentum, positive energy. So it's like you kind of start off your reading here with juggling responsibilities, harnessing the energy of the bear, and it looks like it comes through, because then you're moving even forward fast towards your goals, okay? Now, there is a little bit of, well, I would say, let's count your major arcanas. I didn't do that before. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 major arcanas, okay? So that does speak of some change. Some readings you only have 1 or 2. Obviously, you're going to get more when you have more in the center here, but I am using two different decks. Okay, so it's additional numbers. Okay, um, but before we go forward, actually, I want to talk about what's on the top and the bottom of your deck here. Okay, this is where my spirit guides wanted me to talk to you about this. Okay, so this is energy from the past. Like this is recent past. This is going further back. Okay, and it's really interesting because it always, not always, but it really kind of talks about change starting in the past for you here with the tarot. Oh my gosh. With the tower, not the tarot, yes, this is tarot, but with the tower and the right side up position being on the bottom of your deck. And then you have the nine of swords in the reverse position on top of your deck. And that's really good because that's how you want to see that card. It means letting go of any anxiety, worry, overthinking, being too much up in your head or not being able to sleep, this restful restlessness, kind of exhausted energy in the recent past led to the dramatic change of the tower. It could be a big change, it could be a small change, right? But it's all about enlightenment. When you see this lightning hitting the crown chakra, the top of the tower, that's kind of what it represents. So if it represents spiritual downloads, revelations, aha moments. Oh, yes, now I finally understand. Okay. So to go from letting go of all of these things and going to find this mental clarity that you had in the recent past led to even more mental clarity with the crown chakra here. Okay. So this energy of the way back past is what I call it, right? This is kind of why your first nine cards kind of came out the way that they did. Okay. So we'll kind of reference back and forth to that as we need to, but we'll just put it up here for now. But I wanted to talk about it with your third card. Okay, we're back to that present energy, the first week of November 24th. Okay, you have the Ten of Swords, all right, in the reverse position. And again, this is how you want to see this card. So it could be that you found yourself during that week here, Virgo, or the person or multiple people you're dealing with, a general environment situation, was really shedding things that they needed to let go of. Okay, when you see the card on the right side up position, there's this Japanese guy who looks like a samurai, and he's put 10 swords into this person, and they're laying kind of like dead on the ground, right? But it came out reversed for you, and that's how you want to see that card. So you're letting go of the exhaustion, you're letting go of the worry, overthinking, and overanalyzing, being too much up in your head. And it really, even though they're two different cards, one is Nine of Swords in reverse and one is 10, it's almost showing the progression and movement here for you, Virgo. So in the way back past, right? This card, the one with the yellow border, you started that process with the other person, general environment situation, okay? And here you're completing it even more on a deeper level, okay? And that is so beautiful, right? Like, come on, it's almost the end of the year, the end of the calendar year, beginning of a new calendar year. So you definitely do want to let go of things that no longer resonate here for you or not positive for you. All right. Now, moving forward to your fourth card, you have kind of a celebratory energy coming in here, okay, with the Three of Cups in the right side up position. So the Cups cards in tarot represent emotional fulfillment, emotional contentment, emotional happiness, okay, all of these things. So you see these young kind of kids of the king, okay, are cheersing to him together. So it's that celebratory energy, okay? And it is a very supportive energy. Now for a small few, this is could be seen as a kind of triangle energy, a third party situation. So what is a third party situation? It can be the person that you're dealing with is dealing with another person, right? Like let's say romantically, not for everybody, but it also could be that the person that you're dealing with or multiple people that you're dealing with are overworking, or they have an addiction, or there's somebody in the family whispering in their ear telling them you shouldn't be with them, blah blah blah. These are all examples, okay? I'm not saying necessarily that that is what's happening here, but that could be kind of like the shadow side of this card for a small few. But for the majority of you guys, I really feel here, Virgo, that is like the celebratory, supportive energy. And this is starting off as your fourth card in the second row. So that is the week of November 29th or so, okay? Now moving forward, the celebratory energy, the supportive energy, so beautiful. Here you go, Virgo. You show up in your own reading, the Hermit in the right side up position. Okay, this is the Virgo energy manifested and shown in the tarot. Okay, so here you have this old man on the edge of the cliff, and he usually has a lantern or a light on top of his staff here, right? But he is old and he is wise, okay? And so he's using his intuition, his inner light to make up his own decisions. So that could be an aspect here for you as well. But I really feel though it is you kind of getting back to how you normally feeling good about yourself in your element here, Virgo. Okay. Now, when we go forward, there's even more shedding here, which is good, right? It is like a change of perspective really going on here towards the end of that first week of November 29th or so. Okay, again, not exact. But we see that here with the Five of Cups in the reverse position. And this is, again, another card that you want to see reversed, okay? Because when it's right side up, it's like showing this king is crying over the spilled wine, but he doesn't realize that he still has people around him that have more wine and want to help him, right? So it's like kind of focusing only on the bad things or the things that are going wrong. So it's in the reverse position here. So Virgo, that could be saying that you are no longer only looking at the things that are going wrong. You're starting to have a more balanced perspective of the other person, the general environment situation, looking at the good and the bad, okay? So that's how you want that. Now, I would have to say here, Virgo, that this third row, the week of December 6th, hold on, let me check. I think that's how it goes. Calendar. Yeah, so we go 29th and then December 6th here. Looks like it could be the most challenging part of your reading here, okay? Because there are a little bit of some blockages and stagnant energy, okay? So when we talk about your next card, this is your seventh card. It's the Nine of Cups in the reverse position, okay? So this could be a little bit of some fearful element energy as far as leveling up in some way, okay? Because 9 is almost 10, completion card in, or completion number in the tarot, right? Sorry, let me turn this down. So, you know, this could be a little bit of this fear or hesitancy to level up in some way. And what is leveling up, right? It would be getting to a deeper level of commitment in a relationship, romantic or platonic, etc., right? It could also be leveling up in a work situation or creative project, whatever it may be. But it's like fearful of that, or it's not the right time, or there's a slowing down, stagnant energy that could be a little bit of a blockage here for you, Virgo, okay? And I feel like you're almost denying your own strength here in this third week that we're talking about, the week of December 6th, because then your your eighth card is the Eight of Cups in the reverse position, okay? So this is, again, stagnant energy, a blockage. It's like maybe your emotions could be all over the place in some way, and they're not helping you be as abundant as you could be. It also could be that you're not feeling as strong or resilient as you normally would. There's something a little like off-putting here with this energy of the card. But it doesn't last long, so I wouldn't like worry too much about it, okay? Because then really quickly at the end of that week of December 6th, we have some type of fast communication coming in with your ninth card, the Eight of Staves in the right side up position here, Virgo. So you see these wands kind of being thrown towards these birds, and they're kind of startled or shocked. So it could be something surprising, but this card talks about instincts and intuition and kind of flight or fight mode, right? So this communication is coming in really fast, a communication that maybe you gave to someone or someone gave to you, or it's a general download of signs from the universe, your guardian angels, your ancestors, your spirit guides, whatever here, okay? But it kind of comes in and it's almost, in a good way, it's a good shakeup because you had those two blockages with the Nine of Cups in reverse and the Ace of Cups in reverse, right? Now, before we go forward to your second group of cards here, I also want to talk about, your first confirmation card, which is confirming all of these cards in the center here, your first 9 cards. So this is one of your repeating cards. I'm trying to find the other one. Oh, yes, it's over there. Well, I might wait to talk about that particular thing, but I will, of course, show you the card and talk about it as far as the cards that it is confirming. Okay, so you have dun, 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 the Nine of Wands in the reverse position here. So this is again another card. This is how you want to see it. So it's letting go of extra defense mechanisms that you no longer need. It's also letting go of maybe you seeing yourself as vulnerable or damaged or broken, or other people are now not going to see you that way. Okay. So it's another kind of shedding card, a letting go card of things that you no longer necessarily resonate with or vibe with, right? So that's a good card that you want to see here. All right. But again, it's like this shedding. It kind of falls here with these 2 cards on the third row, where you had the Nine of Cups in reverse and the Ace of Cups in reverse. That little bit of stagnant energy and slowing down of energy could be because you needed to do more shedding here. All right. You needed to not show people that you're weak or vulnerable, or that you're overly aggressive or protective in some way. So you're letting that go. So that could just be kind of explaining a little bit of that slowdown or blockage there. All right. Now moving forward here, Virgo, we're going to get into your second group of cards here. But before we do that, actually, my spirit guides want me to talk about what's on the top and the bottom of the other deck here, okay? This is the Ancestral Path deck, the one we use for all the cards in the center. So on the top of the deck here, you have the Ace of Sacred Circles in the right side up position, and then you have that Nine of Staves in reverse position. That is the repeating card. So just to show it to you with your other first confirmation card, okay? They are both in the reverse position, but it depends on the deck, right? So they have sometimes similar meanings, but then kind of bonus or different meanings as well, okay? So if we look at it as this is energy from the recent past, right? And what is recent past? You have to ask yourself how that resonates for you. Days, weeks, months, years, right? But it could be in the recent past for some of you guys, you decided to kind of like take the break that you needed if you were exhausted at one point, okay? Because with the Nine of Staves in the reverse position in this deck, it's really about a rite of passage, okay? 9, again, almost being 10, a completion number. So here it's like, okay, I was really exhausted and tired, and I almost wanted to give up, but I didn't, okay? And so it's kind of like that is energy from the recent past, but also manifesting in the current energy over here with this card, right? And I told you or mentioned that anytime you have repeating cards, it is a particular message from spirit to pay close attention here. Okay, so one is about letting go of defenses and not showing this vulnerable side or this wounded side of yourself. Okay, and the other is really, it is that as well, but it is more about taking a break to take care of your mind, body, spirit connection. Okay. Now, when we put it together, because this is the bottom, this is the top with the Ace of Sacred Circles in the right side up position. And this is an energy of all of about abundance and forward momentum and gifts from the universe, right? And it has a little tiny buffalo over here. So that's the buffalo spirit, this like really strong, huge animal that takes up space. So it could be in the recent past, you were really starting to maybe get into your own element. Again, the Hermit card, you showed up in your own reading, starting to take up space, using your gifts, being abundant. But then you were like, oh shit, I'm kind of tired. Hold on a second. Let me slow down. Okay. So we'll kind of talk about it again if it comes up, but I just wanted to, briefly talk about that before we get into your second group of cards here. All right. Now, where is your other repeating card? Because I know you have 3. Well, I'll talk about that at the end, I guess. Yeah. Okay, sorry guys. I'm just trying to figure out when to talk about stuff. All right, so moving forward, this is your 10th card, okay, in the second row here. And this is the week of December 13th, okay? So last week, if you're watching this reading currently, all right, and we come out here with the Ace of Staves in the right side up position. Okay, so this is a little bit of this fiery and kind of air energy here, but it's all about fertility. Okay, it's about creativity, it's about forward momentum, right? And so it could be with the wands, they're kind of like seen as a phallic symbol. Fertility can be obviously if you're a woman and you're trying to have a baby, but it also is just a general metaphor for starting a new project creatively, whatever, a job, a relationship, whatever it is for you here, okay? But it's really, this fast moving energy and it's abundant and it's beautiful, right? And it's kind of like really nice. And when it's following this Eight of Staves in the right side up position, just to go back a little bit to the last week, it's like this communication came in really fast and shook up somebody's instincts in some way. It could be good or bad, right? But it kind of seems like it's good, right? Because you have a communication coming in and kind of surprising in some way. And then here you have this really abundant creative energy kind of confirming that shakeup was good, that surprising communication was good for you here, Virgo. All right. Now your 11th card. Why can I not count? Sorry, guys. Side note, your 11th card is the Six of Sacred Circles in the right side up position. So this is an energy of balance, right? Like an equal give and take. Okay, but it is also aligning your chakras, right? Standing tall in your own energy, affirming abundance, slowly stacking your abundance, right? It's not 10 of sacred circles or 10 of pentacles. It's 6 of sacred circles or 6 of pentacles, okay? But it's also this energy of, okay, wow, I have all this abundance in my life, and abundance isn't just money, it's whatever you want to currently manifest in your life. But then here in that week of December 13th or so, you could be like, I want to give back in some way. I want to help someone learn something. Okay, I want to help an elderly person carry their groceries up the stairs, whatever it may be, teaching someone a skill, a student that's younger than you, okay, whatever it may be. So it's more like giving, I look at the Six of Sacred Circles or Six of Pentacles as almost like a pay it forward energy here, okay? Now, when we go forward into your 10, 11, 12th card, you have the King of Cups in the right side up position here. So this is really nice, strong, grounded energy, okay? You see this kind of medieval king here, and he's holding his cup, and he's resting against his throne, his throne. And we also see the castle in the background, but he also has a book in his other hand. So it's almost like he's writing down, he's taking notes. He is a king. He's well respected. People look up to him. He has a lot of responsibility. People come to him for answers, but he's grounded. He's leaning against the chair. He has support behind him. Okay. So even though he has all these responsibilities, he also has a lot of support around him. He has all the tools that he needs, but he's taking note and he knows what he wants, right? His cup is right side up. So that is emotional contentment, emotional fulfillment. He knows what he's doing and he's moving forward. Okay, so that could be your energy here, Virgo, and that end of the at the end of the week of December 13th, or it could be an energy around you that you're trying to manifest. You have to take it. It will be different for everybody here. But then we have a little bit of something coming in here and confusing you, Virgo, and this is in the week of December 19th, where we are now, since today is December 22nd. I had to think about it. I'm like, yes, today is December 22nd. All right, because there's this kind of blockage, stagnant energy, or confusing energy here with the Ace of Swords in the reverse position as your 13th card. Okay, so there's a lack of clarity here about something. It could also be, another way to say it instead of lack of clarity is it could just be not being able to cut through or push aside all the unnecessary details that could be clouding something, right? Like normally I would say Virgo can be, we all can be, right, at times, but Virgo, since they're earth sign, can be very organized and detail oriented. But here it's like there's too much of something, there's not enough mental clarity here, there's just this stagnant energy. Okay. Now, then, as we move forward into your, what did I say? 10, 11, 12, 13, 14th card here, Virgo, is the Nine of Swords in the right side up position. So this lack of mental clarity and having a hard time dealing with all the information or details in some way, we really see it here manifest. In the middle of this week, maybe perhaps, right, where you have the Nine of Swords in the right side up position. So again, this anxiety, worry, overthinking, or just a lot of pressure on you and responsibility, kind of going back to that King of Cups energy, having a lot of responsibility and being in a position of authority where you are responsible for others in some way. But it could just be more of a metaphor here. All right. But it doesn't last long, thank God, here, Virgo. Because here comes this kind of Pisces energy coming in with the High Priestess towards the end of this week, right? And so today is Wednesday. So hopefully by this weekend, you get more of this creative energy, this feminine softening energy. And she's coming in here and saying, wait a minute, where's your intuition? Okay. Why are you overthinking this? Why are you letting this mental confusion get to you? Like, no, don't do that, Virgo. That's what the High Priestess is saying here for you. And that's really a nice energy. It's a welcoming energy at this point in your reading, right? She also has the scrolls in her hand. So it's about knowledge and it's about, again, writing. I see writing twice here for you. And I don't always say that with these cards, but I really feel it for you. So writing could be really particularly important for our last week and even this current week and going forward to really find out and use your intuition about what do I want? What do I don't want? What are the pros? What are the cons? What are my goals? What are my priorities? What are my deal breakers? Okay. Beautiful. All right. Now going forward into your last week here that we're talking about, Virgo, this is the week of December 27th till about January 2nd or so, okay? And we start off with the Queen of Staves in the right side up position. So here she is. Look, she looks confident, okay? Her eyes are closed, but she's like, I know I'm the shit, okay? That's kind of how I see this card here, Virgo. And it's also about her emotions are now in control with the Nile River behind her. The water represents our emotions, right? And she's almost like, I watch my mother, I watch the other queens. I'm a queen now. She looks like a young queen to me, okay? Because it's almost like it didn't come out here in your reading, but it was in some of the other readings. We had a lot of princesses in the Leo readings, right? So here she is as a queen. So she's really stepping into her power. So this could be towards this last week of December and first kind of week of January for some of you guys. You stepping into your own power. You're now in control of your emotions because you used your intuition, you used your creativity, right? Because the High Priestess was first and then she follows, okay? Now, I would also say, I'll get that later, card fell, that when we talk about the wands in the tarot, right, they're like big sticks, okay? So just like a sword, they can be a tool or they can be a weapon, okay? So I want to go ahead and count how many you have. I don't feel like you have as much as Leo did, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4 wands. So wands talk about defenses and manifesting and building. Okay, what does that mean for you? Then you also have a fair amount of cups. Let's count your cups. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 cups. What does that talk about? Emotions, emotional contentment, fulfillment, what makes me happy, What are my emotional priorities? What are my emotional boundaries? Okay. So that could be a side note of a couple things that are like undercurrent in your reading here, Virgo. All right. Now, moving forward into your 17th card here in the middle of that last week of December, there is some type of judgment that maybe didn't go in your favor or someone else's favor, okay, because it is in the reverse position. And this is normally, if it's right side up, it does have similar energy to this Justice card, to the Libra energy, okay? But it could also be for some of you guys going back to the card that fell off of the table. Let me get it. Hold on. Okay. Let's put it together. The Nine of Wands in the reverse position. And this was your first confirmation card for the first group of 9 cards here in the center. So it's like, on one hand, you're letting go of being overly defensive, of operating from a place of fight or flight that we mentioned before, but also trying to think of the way to say it. I can't think of it right now. Being overly defensive, right? And being showing your weaknesses too much and changing that, okay? But then when we put it together with the Judgment card in reverse position, it's again like letting go of any self-sabotaging energy or self-destructive energy. Because you could look at the Nine of Wands, if it was right side up, as self-destructive energy because they're being overly defensive to the point where it's hindering them or hurting them, right? So you kind of see that here too with the Judgment card. If you're watching and if the card was right side up, you see this woman punching a mirror. She's punching herself, so that's that self-destructive energy, but it's in the reverse. So hopefully for you here, Virgo, or even the other person you're dealing with, multiple people you're dealing with, or your general environment situation, hopefully you're letting go of any self-destructive energy that might have come out of this energy of being frustrated of a judgment not going correctly. What is a judgment not going correctly? As an example, it could be a court case, right? When we think of judgment or justice, it could be a lot of different things, but maybe it wasn't the right time, or you felt like something wasn't fair here. And in the kind of lingering small moments, maybe you felt the desire to be self-destructive in some way, or they did the general environment situation, but they didn't give over to that, which is good. Okay. Now, moving forward here, Virgo, your 18th card is the Queen of Sacred Circles in the reverse position. Now, this card has been coming out in like almost all of the readings, I feel like, for this group of readings from November 24th to the January 2nd. Okay, so it could have something more to do with the astrology or the general time of this reading, right? The ending of one calendar year and being on the precipice of a new calendar year, okay? So your last 18th card is the Queen of Sacred Circles, also known as Queen of Pentacles in the reverse position here. All right, so you see this Native American grandmother kind of figure. And normally when she's right side up, she's taking care of the baby, the grandchild, right? And the moon is in the background. We also have some references to the moon cycles, seasons of the year, right? But it's in reverse. So I feel like for some of you guys, this could be, like I just said, more of an astrology moment, or you could say even general collective unconscious moment or energy where there's a lack of nurturing energy in some way here. But I don't feel that it hinders you, okay? And the reason I say that is because your confirmation card here that's confirming your second group of 9 cards is the Ace of Cups in the right side up position. So this is one of your other repeating cards. So remember from the first group of set of cards here, the third row, December 6th week, you had it in reverse, okay? Just look at that for a moment. Look at how the two artists depict the cards, right? It's really beautiful. But one from last week, or not last week, 2 weeks ago, December 6th was in reverse. So you didn't feel resilient. You didn't feel strong. Your emotions were maybe clouding your judgment in some way, or it just was this general stagnant energy blockage. But then towards the end of December here, the beginning of January, which is really great, and a breath of fresh air, right, Virgo? Where then now your cup is right side up. Your cup is literally runneth over, okay? It's overflowing. So you see this hand from the divine coming in and giving you this gift, okay? And your emotions are now in control, and now you are resilient, okay? The resiliency is seen here by the lotus flower, right? So this flower doesn't grow in dirt or in the earth, it grows in the water, okay? It's still surviving. It shows how strong you are. All right. So, yeah, this is what I see for you here, Virgo. As far as the tarot, sorry, I'm losing my voice. I don't even know where I put my water. That's okay. But you can see the transition. So I want to make sure we talked about your 3 repeating cards. Just to go back again, you had 2 Nine of Swords. You have, what was the other one? Oh, yes, 2 Nine of Wands. And then the last one we talked about is 2 Ace of Cups. Okay. So that is Cups, Wands, Swords. So almost all of the major arcana are represented here. So cups being emotions, right? Swords being a weapon or a tool, and the same thing for the wand. So really looking at your defenses. Are they too high? Are they too low, right? Where can I use the tool to cut back the leaves, get rid of unnecessary distracting things in my way? And then with the wands, you could be like, okay, now I'm going to build something. I'm going to manifest something. I'm going to build a house, okay? Just as like a visual example. All right. But, hopefully you got something from this. Please feel free to let me know in the comments down below, or even privately if you want, or just do like a shout out or something. Hopefully after the holidays too, I will be turning the chat button back on, and hopefully doing some kind of shake up readings where I'm in the house, or sometimes I'm outside, and hopefully I could do some more free readings for people to kind of jump in and ask 1 or 2 questions, since I know that it's been a while since then. So it is on the back of my mind, and I want to do it, and as soon as I have time, I will be doing that. So really quickly though, before you go, Virgo, we still have your 2 little oracle cards here. So beautiful. I love this new deck that I got. Da-da-da. All right. So your first oracle card here is your love oracle message. Whether you're watching for romantic reasons, romantic love, platonic love with friends or family, self-love, or all of it, right? Your love oracle message for this 6-week time period is flirt, okay? It says extend your lighthearted energy to others, all right? So that is pretty self-explanatory, and even flirt with yourself, right? Maybe start there. All right, Virgo, very nice. And your second and last oracle card, and hopefully I am saying this right, this is the Kali Ma oracle deck that my dear friend got for me. It's Elena Fairchild is the writer, and Jimmy Manton is the artist. Really beautiful imagery here. So your oracle message here, Virgo, it definitely resonated with your reading. It's Baha Varatina. No, Baha Varatarina. Baha Varatarina. Okay, I don't have the Hindu accent, of course. So anyway, it's card number 44, and you see it's this beautiful blue and red colors, okay? So this oracle deck is all about the different manifestations of Kali Ma, and she is the Hindu kind of goddess of justice and destructive and Shakti female energy, okay? So I'll read really quickly just a little piece here from this oracle card. All right, just make sure I'm getting closer to you so you can hear me. Okay, so I'll hold it up here. Okay, it says Bahavatrani. Okay, the tantric priestess of karmic release manifests with the capacity to integrate higher divine energy into even the most stubborn patterning that has so far resisted healing. Okay. When momentum is building and you don't know how to stop, fueling the fire or reverse the damage. Here she comes, she appears. Her presence indicates that this is a powerful time for spiritual work and healing practices. Remember all those letting go, the anxiety, worry, the shedding we talked about? She will support the work, and much growth can come from it, particularly at this time. No matter how wild they may seem, the storms of your life shall be gentled. You shall emerge unharmed. Goddess Kali as Bhavat Rani is the tantric priestess of karmic release and spiritual blessing. She liberates devotees from karmic struggles, especially those who keep repeating the same patterns with different players. Her presence in a reading implies the Divine Mother's blessing of a divine disruption. Sometimes the jolt of the disruption is such a shock that is temporarily unpleasant, and we feel, therefore, that it is unwanted or harmful. However, once we allow the workings of such disruption to realign our affairs, we will come to recognize and be grateful for what is taking place. We will see it as a saving grace rather than something we had to endure. The oracle predicts the ceasing of restrictive or negative influences. So yeah, that would definitely go with the Tower card, right? Dramatic change, big or small. Oh shit, sorry. And also with the Eight of Staves in the right side up position, shaking up someone's instincts, surprising, shocking information, communication coming through, right? To disrupt the normally scheduled program. Okay, so I see it as a good thing. And it basically said, even if it is a little bit uncomfortable. Now, real quickly, I'm not going to read all of this. Wow. We'll just go to the little prayer here. And then if you want to look up more about this card, because I'm not going to read all of it, you can look up the Kali Ma Oracle deck by Elena Fairchild and even type in card number 44 and Varatina, something like that. Okay. Hopefully you can see it. I don't know how to say it. Hopefully we'll focus. Okay. Got super quiet here. All right, here's your prayer. It says, Beloved Ma Kali Bhavaratana, Kali Kali Pafali Varana is PHALAHARINI. Please help me release attachment to the outcomes of my actions so that your grace can manifest without restraint or inhibition. Please abort negative karmic momentum flowing from me or towards me. I place my trust in you. You are the strength that overcomes the current. You are the peace that arises in letting go. You are the graceful and effective wisdom manifesting spontaneously for the spiritual benefit of all beings. May your beautiful kindness and liberating wisdom emanate within my heart always. May I love you more than I love certainty and control, which is really hard for earth signs. Jama Kali, Jama, Jama, Jama. All right. So that is beautiful. I really feel that, again, you can look her up if it's something you're more into here, but I will leave it at that there, Virgo, okay? Check it out. Da, da, da. Beautiful artwork. All right. So if you want to look more into it, there you go. But that is your reading here, Virgo. And I do hope you got something from it. And what else was I going to say? Again, thank you for your views as always. For your likes, not only does it let me know that you liked the video, it actually helps. It's a free way to tell the YouTube algorithms to share it with others, okay? And then also real quickly before you go, if you want to subscribe and you haven't yet, it is free. It just notifies you when I put out new videos. So if you want to do that, you can just click on the bell icon on the bottom right and make sure that it's blue and it's active, and it'll just, again, let you know when I put out new videos. So Thank you guys so much. I'm going to take a break and see how the energy goes. I might come back with Libra tonight or tomorrow morning, but we will finish the rest of the signs. We're getting there. All right. So, you guys take care, and I'll see you later. Happy holidays if you celebrate or if you already did. All right. Thank you. Bye.